Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Miss Peregrine, delighted to meet you.
Today I am here to review the newest addition to the Tim Burton library, which of course is based on the young adult fantasy novel Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and of course it is the film of the same name. Now, this was a movie that I was very excited for. As a matter of fact, it was one of my top 10 anticipated films for the year. Originally, it was supposed to be coming out around the holiday season, and then when it got bumped up to September, I was sort of a little bit curious and a little bit iffy, because when September rolls around, that's usually where movies go to die. But strangely enough, March and September have turned out to be some of the strongest months for films in 2016. While this movie does have its flaws, I will say, as somebody who read the source material, I really did enjoy this film. Tim Burton really hasn't been at his best in the past couple of years. Granted, he has made movies that are fun and entertaining, but we really haven't gotten that true whimsical, deep fairy tale vibe from Tim Burton probably since Frankenweenie, I think. And that's a movie that not that many people saw, and I'll post my review for that movie in the box below, because you really should see it if you haven't. What was really exciting for me about this film was it was a Tim Burton film that did not have Johnny Depp. It had a lot of people who have not been in a Tim Burton film before. The only one that has been was Eva Green in Dark Shadows. But when you have actors like Samuel L. Jackson, Dame Judi Dench, and of course one of my favorite young actors in Hollywood today, Asa Butterfield, you get very curious to see what Tim Burton is going to do, and I think that he did a very good job. The movie itself, while it definitely has the Tim Burton elements, doesn't always feel like a Tim Burton film. It actually feels like something very different. But then there are certain scenes, especially when you see like gangled trees and large green landscapes with animal sculptures in the hedges, you would be truly clueless if you can't point out those Tim Burtonisms. Also, this film is not even scored by the legendary Danny Elfman, and it definitely was something good. I appreciated the kids, I appreciated Jacob, even though a lot of people say it's not one of Asa Butterfield's greatest performances, and it is true. Let me say this, it is no Hugo, it is no Ender's Game, but if you read the book, you're definitely going to understand where the character Jake Portman comes from, because he's really not the most engaging character. And I really feel that with all of these great things in regards to this movie, even though there are very many differences when you see the transition from book to film, if you haven't read the book, I kind of feel that you're not going to enjoy this movie. If you really don't have a true taste for fantasy, you're not going to enjoy this movie. A lot of people who I've seen on YouTube who gave this movie negative reviews were people that actually didn't read the book, were people who even didn't like the book, and it makes perfect sense. The book is very slow to get to its climax. It has a lot of backstory, a lot of slow-moving character development, and there really isn't much of a major climax in the book. It's a very slow-moving fantasy story, but I enjoyed that. It was something different. It wasn't something that was fast-paced, mile-a-minute, anything in your face. I kind of appreciated Ransom Riggs's work when he wrote this novel, and I think that's why I really did enjoy the film. And I will say probably the biggest plus about this movie is, this of course is one of 3 books, this one specific story, and Tim Burton knows how to leave a movie slightly open for a sequel possibility, but if there is no sequel, you still feel very satisfied with how the movie ends. Like, it ends at a good spot. You know how I say where movies that begin possible franchises, you know, it may not be perfect, but it's a good place to start? Well, this one was a good place to start, but at the same time, it was a good place to end, if in fact it does end. And the only faults that I have are the fact that because of the fact it's slow-moving, you sort of get a little sleepy-eyed because, you know, you're just waiting for something to pick up, even though you know that it's going to pick up. And there were a couple of things that, of course, were different from the book that I really did not appreciate. One of them, I think, was father, because I don't remember the father being as sympathetic and caring in the book as he did in the film, and I really feel that that took a little bit away from Jacob's character, because he really needs to feel like he is alone at certain points, especially you saw that in the book, but you didn't really get that much from the movie itself. But this is definitely a good movie worth seeing, and I definitely would like to see this movie again. I would like to add this movie to my Tim Burton collection of films as well. But me personally, I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed all of the acting, and I would love to see a sequel. I would like to see this entire trilogy become films, because I'm very excited, because I'm going to start reading Hollow City sometime in the next couple of days, and I'm really looking forward to more enchantment, more whimsy, and of course, a very good fantasy story. So yeah, see Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, especially if you have read the book and have enjoyed the book. I'm going to give this movie 3 out of 4. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below, and let's have a conversation about Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And I will see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.